This is HTV West. Now we join the studios of ITN in London for the news.
Gorbachev faces the biggest crisis of his political life. The filthy legacy of Ceausescu's industrial revolution. Esso and BP put up the price of a gallon. And FA charges over betting on Swindon Cup tie. Good evening. President Gorbachev is to visit Lithuania next Wednesday in an attempt to solve the biggest crisis of his political life. Lithuanian Communist Party leaders have told him they intend to go ahead with plans to break away from Moscow. Mr. Gorbachev hopes his visit to the troubled Baltic Republic will lead to a compromise.
In the Lithuanian capital Vilnius, there's satisfaction and relief today that Mr. Gorbachev will use neither force nor the law to stop Lithuanian communists breaking with Moscow. The compromise after yesterday's lengthy talks is that the Lithuanians will keep their republic within the Union. They said this solution was Mr. Gorbachev's. It did not reflect the view of his colleagues on the powerful Central Committee. The Soviet leader will go to Lithuania next week and for 3 days will hear their views of their future.
We don't want to be a province of Russia. We are not separatists. We are not nationalists. What we want is the commonwealth of the Soviet Union, or Soviet Union's common market. That's it.
Hardline communists are dismayed at the course of events. These are the Lithuanians who've stuck with Moscow and who may be swept aside in the Republic's elections next month. What's happening, he says, is one step on the road to the breakup of the Soviet Union, and that might destabilize the whole world. Mr. Gorbachev is now preparing for his first trip to Lithuania, indeed the first trip by any communist leader since Lenin. The other Baltic republics, Latvia and Estonia, are preparing to take the same path as the Lithuanians. They all want more freedom from Moscow, and Mr. Gorbachev appears willing to give in. Vilnius, ITN, Moscow.
Romania's new opposition parties have accused the country's provisional government of trying to steal their revolution. The National Salvation Front, which includes many former communists, has gone back on its promise not to contest April's free elections.
Anti-communist feeling, expressed on the streets days after the revolution, is now more structured in a growing number of pressure groups and political parties trying to prepare their ground. The National Christian Peasants' Party is the largest contender, but it says the National Salvation Front is dominated by former communist leaders who are now planning to contest the elections.
We consider that the revolution has been stolen from us.
The party also complains it isn't having a say in the way elections in April are organized because former communists are in control.
Money, building, motorcar, and television, radio, newspaper, they are all. We are nothing.
The front denies that it's a political party and insists that there's nothing extraordinary about an interim government fielding candidates in the election. The public, with its hunger for information, does now have access to a free press, and the front promises fair play in election campaigning. But precisely